Cristina, thanks very much for speaking to me.
Hi, Howard. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the movie. I loved it to bits. It's really good. It's like a really fresh spin on a haunted house tale, I guess. What was it? I mean, obviously there's so many haunted house tales out there. What was it about this one that you thought was kind of specifically kind of caught your attention? You thought this is kind of the haunted house film that needs to get told right now.
Well, definitely the immigration issue. I mean, the fact that they were not doing a scary movie just to be scary and that's it and be entertaining, but they were actually having a statement about it, and also the sexism that the movie has, because Becker only goes for women, you know. So, and when you realize when Amber does the same thing with a guy, then you're like, oh, so it's not only women what the monster likes, it's also men, but let's take advantage of the women, you know. So I think those two things were the things that really stuck with me, and it was like, okay, I wanna tell this story.
Rooms just over here. Ladies only. No smoking, no pets.
I'm Amber. Are you guys staying here? For now.
Exactly as you said, it focused on kind of immigrants and also women in particular. Were you able to relate to that coming from a female Mexican actor's point of view?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Obviously being Mexican, working in the States, always wanted to be in the States and having this American dream. So yeah, that's the first thing for me that I was related to. And also in Mexico, there's 10 women being killed every day because of the fact of being women. So yeah, so that's there's a huge relationship for me, and like to connect with the character, you know. So that's why it meant a lot to me to play Amber.
And obviously, I mean, I spoke to Mark and to Santiago as well, and obviously Mark, I think his grandparents were from Mexico, and Santiago, his original, I think his parents were from Mexico. Then he lived in Argentina. So I mean, I imagine you sat down and really brainstormed quite a few ideas. Now, can you talk us through a little bit of what you kind of brought to the three of you brought to the table together once you were all on set?
Yeah, I mean, for Santiago, like for the three of us, I mean, being Latinos, I mean, Mark is second generation or third generation in the States, but Santiago and me specifically, Santiago was born in Argentina and then moved to Brazil and then Canada. It was very important to really send a message, right? To really say something in the film and to really make people connect with Amber, because if we were able to make them feel what an immigrant feels in any country, and they can connect to my character and be like, oh, that's really fucked up, that's really shitty, that's like, if I put myself, if I'm not an immigrant, if I put myself in that situation, it's like, oh, that's horrible, right? So that's what we wanted to say. We wanted to be like, okay, we want them to feel what people feel all the time, every single day, you know, and especially what's going on right now with everything in the border in Mexico and States, and then Afghanistan, and then the border down the south between Mexico and Guatemala and all that. So it's like, we definitely wanted to have a statement and to really send a message. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a horror film, and there's nothing, like, there's not much to do. But I think the Santiago did a great job at really putting everything together and really make people feel, you know, about those points.
It's tough out there. Yeah. So much better in here.
Obviously, it makes us feel for your character, but also we feel certain moments of empathy for the villains in the film, which is not very often that we get to see. That must have been quite a tricky balance for all of you, not on both sides of the cast, no?
Yeah, I think Mark is an amazing actor, and that's why he managed really well to not hate the brother. I mean, Mark did an amazing job. That he is like, and that's what what the character is going through. He's really fighting. He doesn't want to do that, but at the same time, it's his family, right? So it's like, okay, maybe this is definitely going to be the last time. So that's why he keeps doing it, and he keeps lying to himself. But he really wanted to help Amber. He really, when he says it, like, why did you come back? Like, you can feel the way he played it, that he was really suffering for what he knew was going to come next for her. So I think Mark did an amazing job. Like, and for us, it was great to play. Like, we had a lot of fun playing together because we became really good friends. So it was really easy and really fun to do all the scenes that we had to do.
Mm-hmm. Also, I spotted that I tweeted, I can't remember which, I think it was Santiago's interview recently, and Adam Nevill, the original writer, came back and he said he really appreciated the interview. And I hadn't realized that you'd all actually sat down with him and spoken about kind of what he'd written and the screenplay. Can you, when you spoke to, because it's a very different, the original novel is set in Birmingham, and it's a very different kind of setting and story than the one that you play in this one. Can you tell me about the to and fro the kind of conversations that you had with him when you met him?
With Adam, you mean?
Yeah,
right?
with Adam Nevill, yeah.
Well, it was really funny because we never met, and because Adam never came to the set, and we met a week ago in London.
A week ago. All right. I just saw the photo. I presumed it was earlier. All right.
That was a week ago that they had a screening in London, and I was there shooting a movie, and obviously I went. So we finally saw each other, and it was great. Adam is amazing, and he actually gave me the book, the new book. I mean, the same book, but now that it has the cover of knowing it's like of the film. And he was super happy with everything. He was really excited about the film, and he was very proud of the changes that they made to the film. He felt like everyone did an amazing job, and it was amazing to meet him as well. He's like super chill and super nice, and he was very supportive about my work as well. He was like, I loved it, and he watched another show that I did, Told to Die Young, and he was like, oh my God, we were so happy to have you. As soon as I found out that it was you, like there was no other person who can portray Amber. So he was great. Like it was great to meet him. But yeah, it was that first time that we finally met.
Were you familiar with the actual book, the original book? Did you read the book before you went into this, or did you prefer to kind of wait until you'd filmed this version and then maybe dig into the book? Because
exactly.
It is so different.
It's so different. Yeah, that's what everyone kept saying to me when I first got the role. And so I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to put anything in my head. And now that I have the book, I'm obviously gonna I can't wait to read it. So, but yeah, I didn't read it at the beginning, and because it was so different, and the story happens in the UK, here it happens in America, and me, like the character being Mexican, like it was a completely different story. And so I was like, I don't want to get in my head, you know.
I know this house is kind of weird. Basement's private.
Another constant theme is that I said this to Mark as well, that blood is thicker than water. I mean, we mentioned that Mark, obviously, when his brother. What about your family? There's a really strong element about your family and kind of wanting to stay with your family, at the same time wanting to break away. So that kind of resent and regret, no? What did you bring to the story from your personal experiences? I imagine you brought a lot of stuff there that maybe that you realized things that you wish you'd done earlier when you came onto this film. Kind of open your mind a bit.
Well, like for like me being Cristina, you mean, right? Like what?
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm the opposite. I left home when I was 18. I was like, right. Thank you very much, family. I'm gone. So I didn't do what Amber did at all. So I didn't bring anything from my perspective. Right. It was all creating a character and feeling really like really understanding where she was coming from, you know. So that was the main thing for me, like really get into character, really feel Amber, really connect with Amber, and really like put Amber in me, you know. So what I did a lot was I created a playlist for Amber. That's what I usually do for my characters. So I create a playlist to whatever they're listening at that moment and the songs they're like. And for Amber, it was the songs that she would listen to when she was with her mom.
Right.
So all the songs that her mom would like, those were the songs that Amber would listen. So So that would help me a lot to really be in the moment, to really connect to her family, to her mom. So that definitely helped me a lot.
And how did you come up with that playlist? Did you speak to your own mother, or did you speak with Santiago? I don't know. How did you come up with that list?
No, that's all the creation that I do to the character, like where she coming from, what's her past, you know, like I'm Meisner, so I don't put anything from my perspective. It's all about the character. So I create the character from the very beginning, like from where she grew up, like who were her friends, you know, like I do all that till the moment the movie starts. So that's what I did. And so for me, it was like Amber hasn't had any friends since the last 5-7 years, because she's been with her mom the whole time. So she lost all her friends. She hasn't listened really to music. To all the music that she had listened is her mom's music, to keep her like happy and to try to bring her up. Mm-hmm. So that was like the thing for me, like to really create the character from the ground, you know.
Mm-hmm. So we've just got time for one more question. So one thing that I want to ask you about, another project that you've got coming up that's also horror. It's always a nightmare for women to choose their wedding dress, but I think it's even more so for you with El Vestido de la Novia, you know, your next film. I think it's a Mexican film that you've got coming out soon, no?
Yeah. It's a Mexican film that I shot like 2 years ago, and then because of the pandemic, it got delayed. But yeah, I mean, exactly. She has to choose a wedding dress, and she doesn't find one until she finally does. And the wedding dress is kind of like haunted, and everything becomes a nightmare. And it was really fun to do. The experience from that to this is like completely, like the stories are completely different. Like the characters are like different. Like she comes from like middle class, wealthy family, you know, like her background is completely different. But it was nice. Hopefully you guys are gonna be able to watch it soon.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time, Cristina. I wish you the best of luck with this film. It's going down really well already on Netflix, and I hope to be able to speak to you about your wedding dress sometime soon.